What do points make? Prizes! Hey everyone! I can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? How are we doing? Happy Friday everyone. Maybe not as many people as usual because of daylight savings and all that, as Stevie P has just pointed out. Everyone's all over the place. I don't know what time it is. It's earlier than it was this time last week. Or later. Depending. Who knows? Anyway, I can hear me, I can see me, I have green lights everywhere. Hopefully we're all good. So let's risk it and see if we can do some comments as well. Oh, there we go. 2 for 2. I see Lisa and Rebecca. Evening, says Stuart. Fingers crossed. Yes, we've made it. Stevie P says there, yes, we haven't rolled their clocks back in the US yet. Yeah, so I'm probably crossing over someone else's stream and being all rude. So apologies, whoever that might be. It's computer check. Router given a strong, stern talking to. Just well, this month's stream didn't fall on Halloween. It was a nightmare trying to listen through all the fireworks. You're right, Lisa. So Halloween was last night, obviously. There might or might not be a Halloween-themed quiz. But what is with fireworks and Halloween? Since when's that been a thing? Fireworks are for the 5th of November. And only the 5th of November. And maybe midnight on New Year's Day. Or New Year's Eve. But there's fireworks going off now. I don't know. It's just like kind of mid-October till mid-January. Fireworks, for the hell of it. Why not? Anyway, before I start moaning about anything, we are going to kick the evening off with tonight's tasty snack and beverage. No snack, just a beverage. Nimbus Jiddler's Tipple. Now there's a mouthful. A hazy IPA from Nimbus. Do you remember when I used to do beer reviews and describe them all? Now I just crack them up and go, yum, or ugh. So we'll stick with tradition and go or ugh, depending on how this one goes. It's not as hazy as I was led to believe by the labelling. Yeah, it says hazy IPA there. It's not that hazy. Meh. Inoffensive. Hi from Sweden, says Hans. Nice to see you. Silver. What? Ye Lipts. Dubnix. Okay, don't know what that means. Jack, nice to see you. We have fireworks. Yeah, we have fireworks here as well. That's a bit weird. My keyboard freaked out. Okay, that explains much. If you are just rolling in, welcome one and all. This is the Friday Night live stream where we talk about all manner of things, be they fishy or otherwise. A little bit of games. We have a quiz which we will kick off around about past. But it's the 1st of November. That means it's the first quiz of a new month, which means everyone's on an even keel. So if you're not aware of how the quiz works, just a quick recap for those of you who don't know. It's 20 questions. The faster you answer, the more points you get. 10 and 20, you get to wager an amount of points to get more. And the important part is the points are tallied for the calendar month. So whoever's got the most points at the end of the month gets the prizes. What do points make? Prizes! All multiple choice. Please use the same Tommy name, Tommy week, every week. Blah blah blah. If I get it wrong, tough. That's generally what we're going for there. I've discovered a hitherto missing button. I did not know that did that. Sorry, I'm playing with my stream deck here. I've got big face, which is this scene, and little face, which is that scene. But it changes to desktop. Sorry, that amused me for a minute. Anyway, so we've got the quiz. We've got some other things that I wanted to talk about as well. There he is. Yes, he is. Oh, Only Owls is watching the new video. Thank you, June. Audio and video exist. Great, we're here. A couple of new ideas which we might talk about. So As you may know, every year we do a charity calendar where we try and raise money even, um, for some good causes. So last year we did viewer submitted photos. The year before that was my photos. The year before that I can't remember. There's been calendars. We've done calendars. This year we have decided to go with user submitted drawings, and that would be on the calendar. And that has been a huge success, in as much as 3 people have submitted drawings. So we're going to do a quick change of tack. Slanjava. Cheers. Oh, a thing has happened. Oh, right, I've been messing about with Streamlabs, that's why it's now making comments. But they are intrinsic to this. So, we're going to move away from calendars, and I was thinking of doing some charity live streams. So, whereby, let's say, for example, I haven't decided any of this yet, but let's say, for example, for the month of December, any donations that we get on live streams, I will pull them all up into a pot and we'll give that away to the charity. And then to entice and encourage donations, you and I, mostly you, help me come up with some forfeits that I might do. I don't know, whatever it might be. If you donate £10, I drink a beer. That would be a really nice forfeit, and I might pay myself to do that one. Or I don't know, eat a chili, wear a daft hat, eat a vegan bacon sandwich. Something that you pay for the privilege of me doing. Something that probably embarrasses me or makes me uncomfortable in some way. And at the same time, there's like an element of, I haven't thought about how to say any of this. There's an element of intrigue about this where because we did that thing last week where if you donated or super chatted or anything, we added minutes on to the end. So that's kind of where I was going with this. Whereas, so up there, for instance, if you gave me, you don't have to do this is just to show you by example. If you gave me a super chat for £1, we'd add a minute on to the end of the stream. If you tipped, we'd add on 2 minutes. There are links down in the description for how to do all these things. The reason I've made them different, again, I'm not set on these values, we might change them and move them around a bit, but if you super chat, in some cases YouTube gets half the money. So I didn't want to be too far out of pocket if I was making them up. So supers get £1, tips, all that money goes to me, so we get to put that all into the pot. And then a new member might be 5 minutes, but we could come up with other things as well, like if you tip £10, I do a handstand for 40 minutes. I can't do a handstand, that won't be one of the things, but you get the drift of where I'm going with this. Could be sponsored another video. If you pay £50, I have to wear a King of DIY t-shirt on the next stream. So I'm asking for ideas of things that we could use as potential forfeits that might help generate some money. And then we track all this because it will all be trackable. It'll be here on the live stream. You'll be able to watch it back and see how much money there is. And then at the end of December, we count it up and we give it to a good cause, whatever that is. Again, we will decide what the good cause is together and see what we want to do there. So I'll leave that up there for now, just to remind us what we're talking about here, and we'll go with December. So if you do this now, I'm getting the money, so remember that. Be on yourself. That's just one of the potential talking points for tonight, is what could we use to generate that revenue. And it could be anything. I'm open to any ideas, whatever you want. Let me crash through some more of these comments. It's also Diwali, hence lots of fireworks. That makes more sense. That's another allowable firework occasion. Branton is here, ready to be off work. Good. I've not been in work all week this week. A fantastic week off. I don't know what's got... I've not done anything, but it's been great. I've not had to work. They don't do fireworks here, instead they do bomb. Oh, right. I'm not even kidding. Literal bombs. Really? A jiggly nipple? It's not called a jiggly nipple, it's called a jiddler's tipple, not a jiggly nipple. Chris Cook, hello from sunny Motherwell. Hello yourself. I have no chance at winning this. Well, I tell you what, Rebecca, you have a chance. There is bona fide fish questions in tonight's quiz. There might be like 2 of them, but there's bona fide ones. Right, so I've turned on Streamlabs because I was messing about with it, trying to get it to do things. So this is, it's meant to tell you what all the commands are, but that's not come out very well. So basically everything with an exclamation mark in front of it is a command that you can use, and it's not all fitted onto one comment, so I'll need to mess around with that later. Yeah, Stephen, what's she complaining about? All you have to do is answer every question correctly and gamble everything. Easy. And there's the other. So that was they're the things that will affect this. So if anyone was to become a member, wake up, Graham, wake up. Thank you. If anyone was to become a member, that number there should go up by 1, and then we'll add 5 minutes. So I'll honour it if you
surprising.
If you do any of these things, I will add the time on. But I'm looking for feedback on, is that an appropriate amount of time? Should there be more time or less time per minute? I'm just thinking every now and again someone does come in and do like, here's 20 quid. And if I did that, each pound was 5 minutes, I'd be here forever. So I don't know. No calendar. Well, I mean, I'll still leave the door open for the calendar, but I've just not had enough submissions. I've had a few great ones, but just not enough. We need at least 13, ideally 13 individual submissions, so someone gets a different one. And I think we've got like 3. So, just wasn't working. 48-hour live stream. Well, that was one of the things. We might do that in December, so that could be something that, again, using this to continually expand the length of the live stream, so it just goes on forever. Could be here for a day, depending how generous you are. Shave your eyebrows. Well, that might be a bridge too far. That used to be the default thing you would do when you were out with your mates getting pissed when you were 16. But no, my eyebrows are my identity. I can't be shaving my eyebrows. What about those dried insects? Yep, that's good. I could do that, like disgusting things to eat. I'm a celebrity. I don't fancy any kangaroo bumholes or anything like that, but you know, that kind of thing, yeah. 2-hour live streams on shots, that could be. So I was thinking there could be like one of the forfeits must be you have to drink a beer. I mean, I'm playing with fire here, but yeah, I'll happily drink 3 beers on a live stream. But if you were to donate the right amount, I could keep that going, and then with the extra time as well, we could end up in another Graham falling asleep live on stream situation, which everyone seemed to love, except me. Every cent donated equals 1 extra minute streaming. No. I think that's not enough. What about a beard shave? Oh no, I don't know about that. There would possibly, but it would have to be big numbers. 2-hour live stream on shots turns into 10 additional hours of, yeah. Technically, wake up, Graham, wake up, which is what that call was invented for. Technically, I would still be streaming. I don't have to be awake for. I could be passed out for most of them. £2 and you'll eat those beach ragworm. What? Right, I think we'll need to redress the balance here of cost to the mingingness. 1,000 and you shave the beard off. Yep, maybe. That's more like it. Jack's more on the kind of level I'm looking at. Big things that are life changing and make people point at me and stare in the street, like shaving my beard off or an eyebrow, will have to be big bucks. I'll shave my head live on stream. There you go. So that's a big thing. They get half. That's me. Well, I think typically it's a 70-30 split, I think, is what you get for super chats. So if you gave me £10, I'd get 7 and YouTube would keep 3. But if you gave me £10 using Apple Pay, then Apple get a cut of that as well, so I get even less, and YouTube still get their 3. But Apple get a couple, and so I only end up getting about a 5, something along those lines. How much to get into Megatank? See, that kind of thing. Yes. So these are the things that I'm looking for, these suggestions. So I might set up a channel, or if one of the mods wants to set up a channel of forfeits or something on Discord, and we'll collate them all there, and then collectively come up with assigned monetary values for them. It's like, shave your head, £10. Eat a worm, more than £2. Get in Megatank, £1,000. So all these kind of things, then we'll come up with it. How much to make you bob for apples in Megatank when they're hungry? So basically what he's saying is, don't donate now. Yeah, don't donate. Well, feel free to donate now, because, you know, it's still nice. I love money. Yeah, and we'll test the system. Yeah, please donate, everyone. But it won't go to charity unless I'm a charity. That's what we're saying. Wake up, does that still work? Yes, it does. Lily from Bolton, good evening, how you doing? Preddy says, hi, we've just got discus. How did you get yours to start eating properly? Yeah, well, that's what we like, a good old-fashioned fish question. So my number one piece of advice for getting discus to eat is to ask the person you got them from what they were feeding them. So typically, if I was going to a specialist or something like that, I'd say, are you feeding them beef heart? Are you feeding them pellets? Are you feeding them whatever it is? And usually, if they're half decent, they'll give you a little bit of the food to take away with you. So as if you don't want to feed that, you've at least got something to keep them going, because that is the one thing about discus, is they are notoriously picky eaters, or can be anyway. If you've not got that option and you're just trying to feed them, small plug, I sell a food called soft artemia, which is like a soft pellet. It's really squidgy, stinky. Most fish will go for it, and I find it a really good high quality pellet. So substitute that for any other high quality, high protein, good nutritional value pellet. If you can do something like that and just introduce it slowly, if you can do it alongside something they're already used to eating, that's good. If not, try it. If they're still not going for that, you can do things like looking into live foods is probably the best one. Anything that can trigger that hunting instinct, so live blackworms, live brine shrimp, things like that. If you can't do that, frozen, again, just introducing things, giving them the chance. A lot of people make a big thing about discus being like voracious eaters, and you should only feed them whatever they can eat in 5 minutes and then get rid of the rest. And it's bunkum. That's not how it works. They're grazing fish in my experience, so they spend a long time picking through the food. So especially if they're new, they could be a bit skittish, they can be a bit shy. You can put some food in, they'll completely ignore it, and they'll wait for you to leave before they go out and go, okay, I'll have a pick at that, and like it, don't like it, whatever it might be. But generally, number one, what they were already eating. If you can't do that, some kind of live food, blackworms, brine shrimp, bloodworm, all that kind of stuff. Next, if that doesn't work, you can try bloodworms. It's nutritionally negligible, but it gets them into the habit of eating something, and most fish will go for bloodworms. And then once you get off them, then you can get into the food of your choice. So if you want to feed them beef heart, then move on to beef heart or the pellets or whatever it might be. Hopefully that helps. How much for a tattoo of someone's channel logo? Wow. Yeah, that's the kind of thing we're thinking about. I don't think I have no tattoos, so It'll have to be... I don't know if I'd do that for charity. I'll disfigure myself for someone else. There you go. Face paint. Discus face paint. Yeah, there's a good one. Definitely my look. Yeah, Jack, if you donate them... Yeah, as Andy says, if you donate the most, then yeah, that can be you. Escargot. Apparently you can buy African land snails for escargot. Really? Escargot and shell, though. Out of shell is hiding the fact that they're a snail. Have I missed the chat? I don't get what you're talking about. Why are we talking about escargot? Or escargot? Who knows? Heading off for about an hour. I'll be back. Oh, okay. You'll miss the quiz if you're away for half an hour. That face is a blank canvas for creative permanent advertising. I mean, I could do it like there, and then just keep the beard forever. Or like, get it on the butt or something. I mean, I'm not sure I'm really willing to commit to permanent disfigurement. Unless you've got a really good logo. Evening all, says Scott. Sorry I'm late, I was just catching up with the video uploaded recently. Don't forget to like if you haven't already. Well, thank you very much, Scott. That's exactly what we should be saying. Yeah, today's video was just a bit of a... I've done a lot in the fish room, and I don't think that video did myself justice. I thought, oh, this will be great. I've done all this work in the fish room this week. I'll make a video about it at the end of the week. And then made a video where it looks like I've moved one tank and filled up another one. There's more than that. Honest, it just didn't come across like that. I've been very busy, honest. The tattoo can be somewhere hidden. I'm sure Jack would love to know you got his channel on your buttocks. Ah, and I would force him to look at it as well. A little discus tattoo or a life-size tetra. Yeah, that kind of thing, maybe. But again, I've always wanted a tattoo. I've just been too chicken to ever... Not even chicken, I've just been too undecided to ever commit to one thing that I want forever. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I could get that and then Jack's never allowed... Well, he'll find beer and women in a couple of years and just give up this whole YouTube thing altogether, and I'll be there in 20 years' time going, yeah, well, see this JT fish keeping. He was this little guy. He used to keep fish, and then he found beer and got a girlfriend, and then that was the end of it. Never heard from him again. Right, quiz. We're doing the quiz in about 7 minutes, so I shall furnish you with the links in a wee second. If I can log in first, we have to do that, don't we? Oh wow, it's got hot in here. It's getting hot. Sorry, talking nonsense. Put that there. If you are interested in playing along in the quiz, here is the link. Good luck, one and all. Oh, we've got a new thing as well. It's going to be very boring right now because obviously we don't have anybody there, but click this button. The top 10 will appear when we have a top 10. We obviously don't have a top 10, so it's kind of limiting the live spreadsheeting so Tommy doesn't have an aneurysm. So we've got that there. Special, eh? See, give me a whole week off and I do fantastic things like that. Regardless of the logo, it would be for a good cause and have a fun memory attached. I can't think of a better first tattoo. Just saying. Well, my son turns 18 next year and he wants to get a tattoo for his 18th birthday. So we could do like a father-son thing and go and get tattoos together. I will not quit. I will never stop. Good. Stick to it, Jack. Here is the link to the quiz for those of you that want to play. I think 5 of you have joined so far. I'm in it for the long run, unfortunately for you guys. How many young fish tubers kept it going through into adulthood? Is Laz still doing it? He is sort of still doing it. I did see something from him the other day. I think he's transitioning to like a more general thing. Well, he tried to change it into a fishing channel rather than a fish keeping channel. And then I think he's gone into more of a bloggy thing. So, exactly. I don't think there's not many people that stick it, young or old. There's just, if you don't make it after a few years, I think it can be quite disheartening, unless you're really bored like me, you just keep going regardless. What was the other one I noticed? Do you remember another British one? Is more of like a reefing channel, saltwater side of things. He was, I've immediately forgotten his name. Aaron's Aquariums, Michael Aaron's. He like just unexpectedly quit like 2 years ago. He's come back as like a lifestyle challenge channel, so he's like doing jogging and stuff like that. I was like, ooh. Which is very strange because he's got like 80,000 subscribers, and his videos are getting like 10 views because they're completely different to what the subscribers are wanting. But it's very strange. Lanx Fishkeeper says, I've toyed with a fishy tattoo. I've seen some nice betta fish ones, but most are koi tats. Yeah, and I have seen some horrendous koi tattoos and some frankly stunning koi tattoos. And that's the thing that scares me. I don't want to just straight up copy someone else. So there's a bit of trust when you're trusting in the original artwork actually being good, because you're stuck with it forever. You're going to have to deal with me for a bit. I'll be happy to deal with you. So I'm the same age as your son, maybe a bit older. Well, he's, without doxing him, he will be 18 in May. I had to think about that for far too long. I have several children, it's hard to keep track. Spider Lady Kim says hello. Hello yourself. It's true, many people do just give up. It is because it's a chore sometimes, or it can be a chore. Making videos is not all sweetness and light. Sometimes it's great, it's creative juices flow and everything's happy, and sometimes it's just like can't think of anything to do, or just don't want to do it, or everything else is busy, or having a bad week and don't want to do anything. Oh, it's hard. You need a good tattoo artist. Yes, I think that is definitely the one. Is Kieran's fish still posted? I do not know that one. Really? Not seen you for a while. Nice to see you. Hope if everyone's watching. Hi everyone. I don't know Kieran's fish. There's so many weird ones. So even when I started, because I did this a couple of weeks back, where I went through my subscription feed and looked at went, oh, who's this? So they've obviously changed their channel names and stuff, and I'm going, why have I subscribed to it? One of them's like a EDM house music DJ type thing, and I'm like, what the is this nonsense? So it's hard to keep going. Questions? Right, are we ready for the quiz, everybody? Somebody in one of my comments, Chicken Fist has said I should consider naming the puffer. I don't want to kill it, poor thing. That tends to be what happens. I've been consistent for 2 years nearly, so I'm happy with that. Exactly. And it could be like that. Year 3.5, just go, right, okay, we pick you. We are the YouTube algorithm. So, if you have just joined, if you are one of the lurkers and you don't usually play the quiz and don't know what to do, The link is in description. I'll just post it again. In the last couple of minutes, just click it. It's just for fun. Just come along and play. Commit to the name you want to use. That's the only thing. And we'll do a bit of fun. You might even win a prize eventually. And of course, if anybody wants to donate anything and make this do things, I mean, I'd never ask for money normally. I kind of want to test it. Can I donate to myself? Does that work? Is that a thing? Very much defeats the purpose. I must be able to. Maybe I can.
Oh, my balls.
Oh, you beat me to it. I just tried to donate to myself. I just realised I had my concentration face on. I was like, am I going to give away my bank details to everyone? I don't know what's happening. So there you go. We've had a super chat from someone, whoever it was. Thank you very much. I'm sure we'll get to it in a minute. But super chats, every pound equals an extra minute. So we're going to have an extra 5 minutes tonight. You didn't have to give us £5. It was only a test. Oh, no, I can't do it. Because I am the seller. I cannot log in with my seller account. Okay. Thank you, Stevie P. Thank you, Stevie P. That was very nice of you. I wasn't really... We all say hi back, says Little Love. Thank you. At 18, I was walking around with a mobile that just made calls and needed 2 batteries to see me through the day, and the only videos were on VHS. Yes, 18. Next year, 18 will be... I had to think about that for far too long. 18 will be 30 years ago for me. Ready for the bingo? Right, okay, we'll get on with the bingo. Not the bingo. We don't do bingo. We're doing the quiz. So, small face. We'll start the countdown. Good luck, everyone. Thank you, Stephen. You were kind of begging for it. I'm not going to lie. I know I feel terrible now. I'm like, oh, how do I refund this? It's killing me that YouTube take 30% robbing bastards. Well, there is a tip version. You don't have to do anything. Right, question 1. What US state produces the most pumpkins? Is it California, Iowa, Illinois, or Idaho? I know, I'm so conflicted. Give me money. Give me. Oh, you don't have to give me money. Well, thanks, though. What do we think, people? Most of you think Iowa. That's potatoes, isn't it? Or Idaho. It is, in fact, Illinois. So, pumpkins and the Blues Brothers. SJH and Shadow got that one right. Move on to question 2. What is the title of this classic Walt Disney Halloween cartoon? Is it The Skeleton Dance, The Midnight Party, The Graveyard Party, or The Bone Dance? Still dying of coughing. Did any Americans get that right? I know. I go bending over backwards for you Yanks, and you don't even get the bloody questions right. Well, a bit of a spread in this one as well. The correct answer is the skeleton dance. This is proving to be harder than normal. Elaine, well done. Lul, Only Owls, and Gas Musk all getting that one right. Slanjavar. Cheers. I've run out of beer. Cheers. Oh dear. Question 3. And what popular 1980s sitcom did Ed O'Neill star before Modern Family, well known for their elaborate Halloween episodes? Was it Married with Children, The Wonder Years, Coach, or Night Court? Well, choosing the popular wrong answer is something. I'm hoping I bet everyone over 30 will get this one. 40 maybe. So I bet you everyone that got this wrong is under 30. The correct answer is Married with Children. SGH, Lul into second, and Only Owls creeps into third. Question 4. In which country did the practice of decorating jack-o'-lanterns originate? Was it Ireland, Scotland, England, or the United States? Drink number 2, which is medicinal because I'm coughing, is the Hop Hut SummerSlam. Oh, Lisa, you're going to regret that answer if you did not get this one right. Oh, almost 50-50 between Ireland and United States. It was Ireland. But they did it with turnips. I'm sure I have some extra information on this. Oh, yeah, I do. The name's tied to the Irish legend of Stingy Jack. A drunkard who bargains with Satan is doomed to roam the earth with only a hauled-out turnip to light his way. And yes, a turnip in a Swede is the same thing, I think. If they aren't, I don't know what the difference is. When I was a kid, we called them turnips. I moved to England, and everyone called them Swedes. So, yeah, I don't know. Lul, straight into the lead. Shadow and Stevie P making up the top 3. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Question number 5. Which of these presidents is not carved into the granite face of Mount Rushmore? Lincoln, Washington, Adams, or Jefferson? And this is a Halloween question because that was completed on October 31st, 1941. A bonus fact for you. This one's a bit more like it. A light haziness. That's what we want. This is where all the Americans are going to get the wrong answer again. Or maybe not. Almost everyone going for John Adams, because it's John Adams. Oh, we've someone has crept out to say Swedes and turnips are different. Tyrone, explain yourself. I knew we'd get some lurkers out when we make these confrontational and that's not even the word I tried to say, but it kind of works. Confrontational and controversial statements like Swedes and turnips are the same thing. Mona Lee goes into first place, edging out Shadow and Lul. We're going to have to take a short interlude to look up the difference between Swedes and turnips. Swedes and turnips are the same thing. No, it doesn't say that. Swedes and turnips do come from the same family. A Swede is a Swedish turnip, hence the name Swede. They are bigger, tougher skinned, and yellower and much hardier than the turnip. Turnips are smaller, with smoother skin and more white flesh. But also, are Swedes and turnips the same thing? Pretty much. There's another one that says, if you look up Swedes have turnip-like flavours. They don't appeal to everyone. You look up turnip and it says turnips have Swede-like flavours and it doesn't appeal to everyone. No shit, Sherlock. Sorry for that diversion. Question number 6. According to candystore.com, what is the most popular Halloween candy in the United States? Is it Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? Never heard of them. M&M's, heard of them. Skittles, heard of them. Starbursts, which are Opal fruits. I saw Opal fruits in the shops today. Are they making a change back to Opal fruits? What's going on? Live results. Oh, Reese's is the most popular one. And Tommy says it better be Reese's or y'all are Halloween and all wrong. And Stephen's quite strong on this one as well. It better be Reese's. I did not know that was a thing. Now I'm learning things. Because it is. It's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Who's giving out peanut butter on Halloween? Ugh. Look at this. For 15 years running, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups consistently tops the list of America's favourite Halloween candy. Is that even candy if it's peanut butter? Eh. Question number 7. What are the large flashing dots that give Pac-Man the power to eat the ghosts? Therefore, a Halloween question on the board. Are they power pellets, damaged dots, energy eats, or super spots? I'm kind of half serious. I've never had a peanut butter treat before. I don't mind peanut butter, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I fancy some sweets. Anyone got any peanut butter? Power pellets or energy eats? Power pellets. Power pellets turn the ghosts blue and make Pac-Man temporarily invincible. So we've got Lil, Only Owls, Zany McGinger in the top 3. JDT bringing up the rear. Your top 10 is Not Christine, Mona Lee, Stevie P, Texas Tom, Shadow, Gas Musk, and False Inspector. Question number 8. When did coffee giant Starbucks first introduce the paradigm-shifting pumpkin spice latte? Is it 1997, 99, 2001, or 2003? I'm fired. because peanut butter isn't a sweet. I mean, even peanuts in marathons or Snickers, I'm always a bit like, it's delicious, but it's no business being in a chocolate bar. Oh, a bit of a split between 2001 and 2003. It was 2003. For your information, only in America does Starbucks use ammonia for colour in the pumpkin spice drinks. Ugh, lovely. Thanks, Fishkeeper. I think I need to give up. I've had to guess everyone. I think you're not alone there, so you're on an even keel with everyone else. Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff, has just popped up to say blasphemy. So I drove another one out to make a comment. There we go. Question 9. What film in the Harry Potter franchise features this Hogwarts Halloween celebration with floating jack-o'-lanterns? Is it Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, or Goblet of Fire? I've not noticed Juggler yet either, so everyone, this is stick with it. This is your chance to make an impact. Oh, I don't think anyone can remember that one. It's quite the guess fest, as they say. It was, of course, and I definitely knew this, Sorcerer's Stone. I did not know. June did, Tommy did. They go right to the top. Now, question 10 is your first gambling question. So if you're new here, this is where you have to look at your points tally. Decide how many of those points am I willing to risk, and then risk them. There's a bit of a cryptic clue. Let's see if you want to go for it. There's no tried and tested here. You could bet it all and lose it all. You could bet it all and double it, and anything in between. Good luck. Your clue is that this is a genuine, bona fide fish question. So if you value your fish knowledge, it's also a Halloween question. It's a Fishoween question. The black ghost knifefish is more properly called, see, ghost knifefish, ghost Halloween. Is it Apteronotus albifrons, Galvisi, Ferrarici, or albifrons? It's not meant to say albifrons twice. I don't know why it does. That's meant to say something else. Who knows? These are all types of knife fish, just to be clear. There were two the same and it spazzed my brain out. Sorry. Live results. Well, 8 people went for Apteronotus albifrons and 3 people went for Apteronotus albifrons. You were all correct. Because A and D were both correct. D wasn't meant to be that, but I changed it. So you get your points if you got that one. Well done, everyone. Let's see what that's done to the scores on the doors. June stretching out in front with over 100 points in front of Tommy, who's in second place, and Zenny McGinger in third place. It's normally on 13 points by this stage, but wow, well done. Shadow gets your points, Stevie Piggy get your points, Elaine gets the points, Poor old Not Christine False Inspector Brian, Bruce and JDT losing some points. Lily not betting, Morley not betting. That's a viable and valuable strategy sometimes. Right, question 11. Which of these television sketch comedy troupes inspired the internet term for unwanted communication, or spam? Was it The Young Ones, The Kids in the Hall, Monty Python, or The State? Okay, this one's not a Halloween version. This must have been left over from last week. Slanjavar. Cheers. Cheers yourself. Please be C, please be C, please be C. Most people think it's C because it is C. Of course it is. Early internet users would quote large blocks of dialogue from British comedy troupe Monty Python's spam sketch to get people to leave chat rooms. The term spam was later adopted to refer to all unwanted communication. If you didn't know, you do now. It's nothing to do with the meat. Tommy got that one. Scott and Stevie P got it, moving themselves up a bit. I lost my points for the right answer. I'm about to rage quit. I don't quit. This is your chance, Adam. This is the one where you could take over Juggler because he's not here. Question 12. Now commonly associated with Disney and firefighters, which of these dog breeds is named after a region in Croatia? Is it Beagle, Dalmatian, Greyhound, or Great Dane? Again, we're moving slightly to the side of Halloween questions now. There's only so many you can get in there. Everyone going for Dalmatian for some reason. Dalmatian. Well done, everyone. That one's about who clicked quickest. Scott with 91 on the doors. That's pretty hard to beat and hasn't been beat. Well done, Scott. Fastest finger. Question 13. Moving quickly on. What Jedi Master does this box office legend play in the Star Wars universe? Is it A. Mace Windu, B. Bastila Shan, C. Cal Kestis, or D. Kanan Jarrus? What do we think? Dictionary long questions. Yes, but nice simple answers. You think Mace Windu, everyone except one person. And it is indeed Mace. Oh, hang on. Something went wrong in question 10. I had the right answer and it took the points. Let's pause game. So I can look back at question. Can I look back at question 10? Well, sorry, ignore it. Don't touch anything, everyone. Rankings, activity, question 10. Question 10. False Inspector chose D and was marked incorrect for some reason. You were not in time. You took too long. Is the only thing I can think of. You bet 311 points. but you were outside the allotted time to... Well, that doesn't make sense. Because other people were at the same time as you and they got the points. We may have to come back to that and add you in 622 points. So we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done this one, that one. Question 14. I'll look into that, Adam. Which of these toys accounted for 10% of sales on eBay at the height of its fad in the late 1990s? Is it Tickle Me Elmos, Polly Pockets, Tamagotchis, or Beanie Babies? Between Tamagotchis and Beanie Babies, I think. Beanie Babies takes it. Beanie Babies were being bought and sold on eBay at such an insane rate that in the late 90s that 10% of all traffic on the auction site was dedicated to sales of this popular plush collectible. There you go. Question 15. What beloved American star of screen westerns... God, I've forgotten how to speak. What beloved American star of screen westerns showed true grit from an early age? So who is this, basically? Is it Clint Eastwood, Henry Fonda, James Stewart, or John Wayne? Why, ora? Straight up split between Clint Eastwood and John Wayne, and it turns out it's actually a guy called Marion. It's John Wayne. In his 51-year career, John Wayne appeared in more than 170 films. One of which was called True Grit, which was the clue in the question. Question 15. 16 even. In oral anatomy, pointed cuspids are also commonly known as what teeth? What are pointed cuspids? Pardon me. Is it canine, incisor, molar, or wisdom teeth? What do we think? We think it's canine, and we are correct. They are indeed pointed cuspids. Fangs. Oh, first and second both getting that one wrong, which gives Zenny a chance to sneak up on them. Stevie P and Shadow just outside the top 3. Elaine, Gasmusk, I Know Nothing, and Lul Timbo making up top 10. Question number 17. Which of these planets is not considered either a gas giant or an ice giant? Is it Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, or Venus? Or Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, or Venus? I don't know why I do accents every now and again. Terrible accents as well. So, 3 of them are gas giants. Which one isn't? Y'all think it's Venus. Interesting. Kidding. Of course it's Venus. Andrew, logging in to see how a quiz should be done. How we do? Good evening. I forgot I was fixing the fishing rods. Well, that's fine. June striding out into the lead. Let me move my big fat face so you can see how many points she's got. 1,240. Wow. Tommy in second place. Zenny missed that one. There we go for question 80. Are you blaming the way I... What? Like reading a little... The way I write the questions is like reading a little... Ah, come on. It's easily understandable. Question 18. What influential heavy metal band has featured their zombie-like mascot Eddie on every album cover since 1980? Is it Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Megadeth, or Anthrax? Fishing Bridlington Harbour on Sunday. Wow. I'd love to do a bit of sea fishing. Adam's going to see Iron Maiden with my son next. Well, I hope you got this one right then. Unless you're that one person that said Megadeth, because everyone else got it right. It is, of course, Iron Maiden. Elaine, clearly not a heavy metal fan. Right, penultimate question time. Everyone ready? Don't think it deserves a drum roll, but we'll give it one anyway. Which company has the motto, "Don't be evil"? Is it Google, Apple, Facebook, brackets Meta, or Amazon? Who has the company motto, "Don't be evil"? Oh, quite the spread on this one. People don't know. It is, in fact, Google. It's a podcast I've been listening to recently called Good Bad Billionaire, where they talk about all the people that started all these companies. And that "Don't be evil" motto was a hangover from the early days of Google. They no longer stringently stick to it. Let's say that. Let's see how the rankings are before we go to the final question. Texas Tom takes the lead. 13-13 is how many points he's got. So only 5 more than June. And about 100 more than Mandy. So this being the last question is a gambling question. You get to wager your points. This could be anyone's. Anyone's. Is Mandy going to gamble it all? Is Stevie P going to sneak into the top 3? Will we ever know? Damn, I wanted to be in the top 10. You are in the top 10, aren't you? Just outside. And the 11th. Right, so remember, this is your gambling question. You'll get a cryptic clue. See whether you want to go for it or not. Here we go. The answer is, or the hint is, it's not Bubarella. It's not Bubarella. What on earth could that mean? Here's your final question. What is the name of this legendary television host, Scream Queen and Mistress of the Dark? Is it Screamella, Vampira, Elvira, or Demonella? Halloweeny. What do we think? Oh, okay. One person thought it was Screamella, 2 for Vampira, 13 for Elvira. What's that done to the scores? Your winners are Zenny in third place with 2,447 points. Second place goes to Only Owls or Oscars, 2,616, and in first place, Texas Tom takes it with 2,616 points. This might be the one week Tommy doesn't mind that we do a bit of live spreadsheeting. Slanjivar. Cheers. Why does it keep saying that? I've set that up terribly, haven't I? Export player rankings. Bear with me, people. I'm just going to make that up. Everyone say, well done, Tommy, etc. Oh, hang on. Tommy and June got exactly the same amount of points. It's a shared first place. Tommy wins because he got one more question correct. But what do points make? Prizes! So it's the points that count, June. So, quickly delete that. Copy them. Minimize that. Week 1 that. Put that there. Bish bash bosh. And now, if we go back to the big face, and I do... There you go. Texas Tom in first place with 2,616 points, exactly the same as June. Zenny McGinger a couple of behind. Stevie P top 4. Luli makes it 5. Timbo 6. Gas Musk in 7th. Elaine in 8th. SJH in 9th. And Adam, False Inspector, makes it into 10th. But there's a steward's inquiry pending. We will look into that when we have some downtime. He has potentially got another 400 points or so in there. What was that I said? You had 300 and something? In fact, let's just look at that very quickly. Move that out way. Activity, question 10 it was, wasn't it? Question 10. False Inspector chose option D, which was correct. 311, so an extra 622. I'll just put that as a little note. So potentially Adam is in 5th place with 1,758 and everyone else goes down 1. But we shall look into that later. So there you go. There is your whoop whoop. I only bet half because the clue made me nervous. I've never seen that woman in my... Surely not, Scott. I thought you might be happy for me to spreadsheet away there, Tommy. Yes, quite right. It felt a bit USA-centric tonight. Yeah, well, next week we can go over it. Like, really, Skegness. We're going to dial straight in. Everything's going to be based on Skegness next week. I'm glad I only bet half because I have no idea who that woman is. Need some 80s UK questions. Right. So all questions next week will be about Skegness between 1984 and 1986. But yeah, the Americans have done well this week. Look at them. Top 4 are American. Top 5 really, or Adam, are you from Canada? I can't remember. North America, let's say. You did well. He's got to throw us a bone once in a while. Exactly. Yeah, top 4 are USA, yes. Tyrone says, what are the prizes? The prizes are whatever I've got lying around when it gets to the end of the month. Maybe a towel, maybe some fish food, maybe I don't know if a sponsor sends me a light or something, or a filter, it might be that. Who knows? 1,244. Really? Yeah, it says you only bet a 311. Bruce, hi from Cornwall, everyone. Hello from various places. One of Graham's discus. One of Graham's discus is not the prize. Maybe one day, if I get my breeding program going well enough, then maybe one day. But no, Brian is innocent. Brian the fish might be innocent. Brian the person, we'll never know. Did you watch today's video? He's clearly giving away Brian as the prize if any fish are going. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that, shall we? Brian the fish. The internet has decided Brian the fish is guilty. Me and Brian the person, not so sure. I have had cameras on him for 2 or 3 weeks now. It's not showing the slightest hint of aggression at any time of the day. I don't know what's going on. But I would be absolutely gutted if I spend all this time growing all these fish to put in that tank and then Brian goes, oh no, I don't like you. I'll be extremely upset if that happened. So I am considering offers for Brian. So I've had a couple of people saying, I'll take him, and I've said, oh, how big's your tank? Oh, it's nearly 6 foot. And I'm like, well, I've got one of them. No. But somebody, I'm sure I know, and I don't know. I'm sure I should know. I should probably look this up. Does the name Jeremy Gay mean anything to anyone? I'm sure I've heard that name around. But he's got in contact, or I've got in contact. He put a post out saying he's got some big tropical pond going, and I've sent him a message saying, well, I've got this potentially murderous gourami if you're interested. He's like, oh yeah, come, we've got this big thing with some great content, and you can see all this stuff. And I've been like, oh, I must look into that, but I haven't quite got around to it. And there was one other person that had a big, like, 8-foot tank that they were no, they had a 7-foot tank that they just had. I think a large silver arowana and something else, which both died in the last year. So potentially empty. So that might work too. What was her name again? Elvira or Elvira. I had a question about the proclaimers for next week. Okay. How many miles? 500! Everyone will get that one, surely. I love the towel. Well, thank you, June. Good. Get rid of some of that old Temu crap from your videos. Well, the stuff that really was crap has already been got rid of. Some of it's alright, though. Some of it I'm using in some tanks. It's doing alright. Adam with what, 500 miles for some UK questions. Yes, the postage to the US does hurt my pockets. And has hurt in the past. Lily Loft representing Hull in 5th place. Whoop whoop. Potentially 6th place if we move up False Inspector. Doubled on question 10 and doubled again on question 20. This is really important. I would appreciate if you took it more seriously. Question 20. Okay, let's have a look. False Inspector, question 20. You got the points for question 20, I'm afraid. Yeah, so I'll have to work out. You would have had 568. What did I say? You would have had an extra 622. Where is my big calculator? Bad times, everyone. Lost my big calculator. going to do live calculations. Where's my calculator? I need that for work. Oh, shit. Okay, we can do this. Right. So you had 622 points more than what you got on that one, and you are false inspector 568. So 568. So equals that plus that. That would have been 1190 equals that times 2. That'd have been 2,380 you would have had, which would have put you in the same place. I will seriously look into this later. Honest God. Pardon me. Didn't mean to. Oh dear, I might need another medicinal drink. June still thinks of the rocks. I mean, it could have been, but it's just 2 fish in like a week. I don't know. The Oscar and the one that passed had a fight. Potentially. I mean, the one that died had no malicious bones in its body, or cartilages, or whatever. I don't know, maybe. Hull is a country. People from Hull do think that. Oh dear. Oh. Nabo, not seen you for a while. How are you? Nice to see you. Bruce says, "Hi Graham, my betta fish have spawned. Any tips on feeding the fry? I'm loving your work." Any tips on feeding betta fry? Much the same as any other. If you can get some baby brine shrimp going, that kind of the number one go-to food. I mean, if you need to feed them when they're smaller, things like infusoria and stuff like that. So look up how to culture infusoria and associated things. That can work to a degree, but baby brine shrimp's a good one. I like to feed almost all fry I've ever had have all taken a stage of, and you're probably the same as me, where you've got tubs of food all over the place. When you finish a tub of food, the dust stuff that collects at the bottom of it, I always pour into another tub. So I've got a tub of dust, which is pellet dust, flake dust, all kinds of food. It's just the dust from those foods that's dust. Where you get a bit of that, rub it under the water, just so as it floats in the water. It just hangs in the water for ages. Really good because it gives fry a chance to get up there and it's small enough for them to take. So infusoria, dust from your regular foods, or baby brine shrimp. You will not go wrong. Yeah, Nabo's back, telling people to go and look at other people's channels. Thanks again. Dr. Awesome, nice to see you. How are you doing? Good evening. Medicinal meaning alcohol. I mean, alcohol does have medicinal purposes, but I've got a bit of a catch in my back of my throat, so, you know, I'm hoping in a few weeks I can get you lot to pay me to drink more. It's never going to work, is it? If the Oscar was scared, the rocks could have caused all... I mean, the rocks are big. They're not particularly sharp, but if you hit one at the wrong angle, that could be a problem. If it then just hid away and let a wound fester... yeah, I can see it. The thing that's making me think it's not the Oscar was because the Oscar happened, and then a few days later, the flagtail happened. So I don't know. Cold and rainy here in Oregon. Oh, you're in boring Oregon. You're usually somewhere a lot more exotic than that. Okay, after looking her up, I have a bone to pick for putting in a red herring. She was in a film called Vampira, or Vampira. Yes, but that's not what her name is. That's the film. 2,380. Cheers. That's the same number I got. Right, we're in agreement. You can have 2,000, but you should deduct 1,244 for me being a whiny little brat. No, that's anything other than me putting the wrong answer in the question. I'm happy to look and do Stuart's inquiries. If it's anything about, does that mean we're now bored of this? If it's anything about me putting the wrong answer, you're on your own. Sorry. Infusoria is a waste of time, says Jack. I mean, I'm kind of in agreement with that. I've never had a fish that I've thought, oh, if only I had some Infusoria. But some people swear by it. That's why I mentioned it. Dust in the wind. I'm not going to sing. No singing. Maybe that could be one of the forfeits. Just feed the fry powder first, like a carry. Yes, you can buy actual fry foods. So that was my own version of it, where you take the remnants of your packet of flake food or your packet of pellets, and you collect them all together. And that is very much the cheap Scotsman's way to feed your fry. But you can buy fry food, so that's there too. Now I spam your channel more than anyone. It's quite alright. If I say it in jest, I'm kind of fine with everyone else sharing other channels. It's not a problem. She seems like a popular American woman, but the fact Graham's reaction was, "How do you not know her?" Because I've never heard of 99% of her things. She was like all over the telly for a certain period of life. I just can't believe you wouldn't have heard. I don't. Maybe that 10-year age gap or whatever different in ages we are is the thing that's separated us. Medicinal beer. Oh, crash bang. Ooh, right, I'm a bit worried about this one. Not going to lie. This is called Tiny Rebel, What's Cooler Than Being Cool? This is a song lyric, New England IPA, but look at that, 8%. This could be a stream ender. Before my time, the 80s. Well, when the 80s started, I was 3, so it was kind of before my time as well. I wasn't watching Elvira then. She kind of hung around a bit in popular culture. Nice and hazy. That's what we want. Right. Nobody knows Elvira from her movie. Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing her in a film. It was always she would turn up in like game shows, talk shows, hosting like B-movie night, like they're saying B-movie weekly night things. Yeah, it was like, do you remember, I guess you had to be a certain era and a certain age. Do you remember The Word and Eurotrash and I'm trying to think of any other ones. Programs like that. That was the kind of era that you would watch whatever it was, and then something with Elvira would come on once that finished or before it started. That's what I'm thinking. Stick some live plants in. Infusoria is already on that. Yeah, and Infusoria is essentially going to exist in an established tank. I was going to try feeding the fry some rough, scrumpy cider to get them acclimated quickly. Well, that's one way to go. The only reason I know who she is because my grandpa had a poster he parked in front of it in the garage, and she was with a wolf. Beyond that, I've never seen her once. I was born in '87. Well, you still know who it is, though. That's my point. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Yes. Stevie P wins a prize for being cooler than being cool. If I had my guitar here, I'd play that, because that's one of the ones I actually learned. I am from 1977. I am from 1977. All you need to figure out is my mother's maiden name and my first name of my school. You can steal my identity. I was born in 96. God. Sorry. I don't mean to be angry at people who are younger than me for some reason. 96, come on. There are people born in the 80s where I'm like, pleb, you don't know you've lived. Here's you in the 90s. Don't even think of saying anything, Jack. I was watching Elvira at my grandparents' house when they let me stay up late. I was way too young at the time, and I'm about to be 46. So she's definitely an older generation. I'm now the older generation, just because I remember that. Right, let's get this back on track. I'm planning on picking up some pea puffers tomorrow, says Lanx Fishkeeper. I've never kept them before, and they will be in their own tank. Any hints and tips? Love pea puffers. Have kept them for a while. Get lots of frozen foods. If you don't have it already, they have been one of the harder fish that I've managed to get onto pellets or dried foods. I eventually got them onto dried foods using Hikari Vibra-Bites, because they look a bit like bloodworms, but really they only ever ate properly for me when I fed them frozen food. Luckily they're quite small, so you don't need to feed them a lot of frozen food. Keeping them in their own tank, that's good. You don't have to worry about any other fish getting nipped, because they can be quite nippy with things like that. But yeah, a nice tank with plenty of cover. You should do well. They bred for me. I always struggle when I say, oh yeah, I've bred pea puffers. I had nothing to do with it. I had a tank with pea puffers in it, and some babies appeared. That was just a nice planted tank, plenty of cover, plenty of places for them to hide. Did really good. Check out the repair shop, Zen Ginger. What's she done? share all our weird channels. Yeah, repair shop's fine until, well, you're not allowed to watch repair shop anymore. The guy that started that got done for wife beating or something, didn't he? I started watching TV in the 10s. Shut up, Jack. No one cares. Eurotrash, yeah, you remember Eurotrash, surely. People remember that. Antoine was so funny. You're not wrong, you can't spell his name. Antoine, A-N, Antoine, and Jean-Paul Gaultier. And that was a weird program. Anyone else remember Eurotrash and how ridiculously weird it was? I said ice cold before, Steve. Oh, sorry, Stephen. Jack, what is your go-to food to cook when you're fending for yourself? Now, if you're anything like my son, I'm going to imagine it involves a microwave or one of 3 staple things that he knows exactly how to cook in the oven. Sausage rolls, pizza, or boiled eggs. That's my 17-year-old. That's what he will eat when left to his own devices. '86. God, even you're young. I've got a mind to just pack this in now. I'm feeling very old. I still think I'm like 20 odd. I'm now the age of the people I would try to avoid when I was the age I think I am. You know, when you'd be like, oh, let's go out to the pub or whatever. Let's ditch Dave. 40-year-old Dave. Let's get rid of him quick. I'm Dave. Takeaway. God, that's cheating. Mandy is a 78 vintage, the same generation. We're probably some of the last to recall her. Yes, okay. I'm going to have to start bringing my cane and my grey wig. Don't know why that's the universal symbol for cane and grey wig. Right, we do have one more quiz where people have the opportunity to win immediately with the other quiz. And now's about the time where we like to do that. So let me bring it up. It's called The Eliminator. I tested this on my wife earlier. She got to question 8, so if you can get past question 8, you beat my wife. Copy that. Stick that in there. Control V that. So if you want to play the Eliminator, you have to get 10 questions correct to win a prize. If you win a prize, one of 2 things happens. You either buy something from my merch store, which is what happened recently, or I send you something. Starting to think I'm the old man of the group born and says, you're in my team. Oh, I could be turning 50 next year. I'm like 3 years away from that, so I'm going, oh, am I going to make it? Poor Brian, he's like 80. Sad to see what happened to those fish. I've only just seen that video. Those wounds have to be collateral damage from fights or being spooked. They are the leading theories, yes. Who else loves faulty towers? Jack, just stop pretending to be old now. '71. So, Brian, are you the oldest person here? There's a question for everyone. Pardon me. 78 for Hans as well. That's a good vintage. My wife is a 78er. So, we've got a couple of 50-year-olds. We've got a couple of teens and 20s. Yeah, so Scott's saying, I think Jack, myself, and Rebecca are the youngest regulars. I think probably. But look at that for an audience demographic. I'm going all the way from literal teenagers turn up for this nonsense, all the way through to octogenarians like Brian. There you go. Dr. Awesome was born in 1960. So that's quite the spread of viewers we've got here. So some of you are old enough to be scammed. Can I draw your attention? If you want to give super chats, tips, or become a member to the channel, I will gladly take your money and feel really guilty about it immediately afterwards. But see how it's started to turn a little colour there? So we've got... why has that gone down? That was at £5 earlier. What's going on here? Okay, well, we've got an extra 3.87 minutes added to the time tonight for some reason. I've skipped a load of things. I'm sorry. Nabo's got a question for us. Oh,
cheers.
A question for your quiz day. Can fish get high cholesterol? Now, anyone who's a member of my Discord server might know this. I have immediately forgotten the answer, and I'm going to go with yes. The Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums is a kindred spirit of mine. I don't identify as old either, but the grand scheme of things, it feels differently, yes. There has been several points this week where I've gone to get up and gone, oh, never mind. I am literally falling apart. There's parts of my body where I'm thinking, oh, this just doesn't work now. Okay, that's fine, no problem. I'll be 50 in January, not to scare you, G, but the past year and a half I got really old. That's what this last year, I'm like, hey world, have you got any illnesses out there? Yes, we've got loads. You want some? I'll have them all. Yeah, just chuck it at me straight. Yeah. How many pills can one person take in one day? It turns out hundreds. Oh yeah, I'll go and I'll have some of that. I've never felt older than I have in the last few months. Literally everything. Is Brian the oldest? No, clearly not. I think we've got a leader in Dr. Awesome so far. No, Silver Surfer, born in 1947, was 77 last Saturday. Now that deserves a round of applause. You can still use YouTube when you're 77. I have much younger relatives that still phone me up like, oh, I can't turn on my laptop, what do I do? Plug it in, you divvy. That's impressive. So I think if there was going to be awards, why are there no YouTube awards for, like, I should be able to win something like widest ranging demographic, Graham from Aquarium Adventures, and I could be like, hey, well done me. But yeah, that's good going, isn't it? Happy birthday for all you past and present and coming up. Jack, we feel the same. That feels insane. Imagine me when I'm 77. I'm exactly the same. I'm like, imagine me when I'm 47, and then I go, oh, I am 47. I remember thinking about things like, I remember being in a pub in Cambuslang in Glasgow, and there was a quiz question. We were a quiz team, and it was like friends from school. We just left school, stuff like that. And one of the questions was, it was like blah 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 blah, something that'll happen in 2020, and we all went, 2020, in the future, ooh, we'll all be driving about in like rocket cars and hoverboards. 2020 is now 4 years ago. I'm sorely disappointed with the things that have not materialised in that time. But I remember thinking there, going, I've got plenty of time to worry about being adult stuff. Yeah, by the time I'm 2020, I'll be earning this, and I'll be doing that as a job, and I'll have done this. And I'm like, oh no, I haven't done that. So that's what makes me feel old, when I start to think about, I remember vividly talking about things that would happen in 2020 or 2025, and how old I would be, and imagining, oh, will I be old and married, and will I have kids by then? And now I'm like, I am old and married, and I have kids. My kids are now the same age as I was when I was having those thoughts, and I've not matured any. It's really strange. Well. Tim was born in 82, dreading turning 40. 40 just kind of came and went with me. I was like, no big deal. Now I'm seriously questioning whether I'll make it to 50. So what's happened to me between 40 and 50? It's like all the things that you can... I can drink whatever I want. I can eat whatever I want. I can... whatever. Now I'm like, that step's a bit high. That could be a life ender if I fall off that in the wrong way. How old do you have to be to comment amen on AI generated images on Facebook? Hopefully older than 50. Yeah. YouTube robbing. Is that why? Is it YouTube robbed that fiver off me? Buggers. It was $5, not £5. So the exchange rates have done me. That's what it is. Oh no. Okay, I got that one wrong. Can fish get cholesterol? Allegedly no, because the foods they eat don't have it in them, only when they get non-native foods. Yes, one example being beef, pork, etc. There you go. They have blue pills for that. Thankfully that bit hasn't fallen off yet. We're okay there. Don't screenshot that. Oh dear. You only think you're falling apart. Just wait. No, I think I literally am falling apart sometimes. No, dear. You have an old soul, Jack. You're an anomaly in the fish keeping world, yes. I think you are. The sun's supposed to blow up in 2030. Oh, well, I don't need to worry too much then. Got Silver Surface 77, and he's got an iPhone 11. He's more technologically advanced than me. What do points make? Prizes! I was meant to be doing a quiz, wasn't I? You're right. We have 15 people ready for the quiz. Shall we do little face? We have to actually get the thing going, Graham. Presentation view, that's the one. Loading, here we go. Right, quiz time, everyone. Plenty of time for nonsense after the quiz. Right. The Eliminator quiz this week is just the friends we made along the way. Sorry. I'm nearly 50 and the last 2 years put on a 4-stone and everything hurts. Really need to stay off the pies now. When getting up off a chair, I can burp, fart and moan all the same time.
Oh, my balls.
I'm with you there. Oh, something else happened. Somebody did something to my balls. The Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums, Canadian dollars, is worth nothing, so here you go. Well, it's the thought that counts. Well, let's switch back and see it. It's been added. Oh,
my balls.
It's gone up even more. Look, we're in double figures. I'll just wait for it to go straight back down again once it converts that back into proper money. We've got another one. Someone else has done a thing. Tyrone still gets wood every morning. That's what we need to see. Thank you very much, Tyrone, for that. Sometimes there's too much information. Right, are we ready, everyone? We're going to do the Eliminator. Here we go. Remember, it starts easy to give you a nice, gentle draw you in. I'll put my coupon back up there. And then it gets a little bit harder. Question 1. What do you traditionally associate with Halloween? Is it a cabbage, a watermelon, a pumpkin, or a cauliflower? Hopefully that's a nice easy one. And everyone has indeed gone for pumpkin, sorry. So, this is a little bit different in that they're not all multiple choice. Sometimes you have to type in, so there are different time limits. The ones that are multiple choice are usually limited to 15 seconds, just to make sure you can't get enough time to go and Google it. The ones that you have to move things around or think about or calculate mathematical equations, you get a bit longer. But so far, everyone's still in. Everyone except one person, sorry. Someone has been eliminated. Don't know who. Question 2. Here it comes. Antisocial recluse Shrek lives in a cave, haunted mansion, houseboat, or swamp. Where does Shrek live? Who thought it was... Who thought Shrek lives in a cave? He lives in a swamp. We've lost only owls. She didn't know where Shrek lives. Question number 3. Here we go. What fish would be a movie award, Sesame Street grouch, or wild old Irish poet? Now you have to type it in. What kind of fish would this be? I can see everything. Your eyes are typing in. Whoever typed in cabbage, I just like it. And whoever typed in poo. Someone has put wild. And someone else has put Grinch. I just didn't get that. So, oh dear. So the question was, so we're trying to guess the name of a fish. What type of fish would also be a movie award, a Sesame Street grouch, or wild old Irish poet? So, Oscar Wilde, Oscar the Grouch, or the movie award, the Oscars. So the answer was not cabbage, poo. Wild or Grinch. It turns out it was Oscar. Well done, everyone that said Oscar. That made my night. I don't know why cabbage and poo. I want to know who did them. Oh dear, that made my face hurt. I Know Nothing went with wild. Elaine went with Grinch. Both normal answers. Brian went with cabbage and Gasmus went with poo. I want to give you the points for that one, just because it made me laugh so much. Oh dear. Can I even do this? Cabbage and poo made me laugh. You're back in. Question 4. Put these animals in order. The slowest at the top, the fastest at the bottom. So you have to grab them and move them around. It's like click, move, click, move. Peregrine falcon, cheetah, blue marlin, and snail are your options. Which one of them is slowest? Put that at the top. Which one is fastest? Put that at the bottom. Oh dear. Alright, the most popular order was snail, cheetah, blue marlin, and peregrine falcon. If I was to tell you that that is not correct, because the actual answer is snail, blue marlin, cheetah, and peregrine falcon. So only Shadow is in. Only Shadow has made it to this point. A snail goes at, I don't know, less than a mile an hour, clearly. Blue marlins top out about 50, cheetahs about 80, and peregrine falcons are like hundreds. Slanjavar. Cheers. Marlins do not swim faster than cheetahs run. No. So, Scott, it's all on you. We haven't even got to question 5. And here comes question 5. If all of Snow White's dwarfs were in a room with 3 spiders, how many legs would there be in the room? None of the spiders or dwarfs are disabled. So, if all of Snow White's dwarfs and 3 spiders were in a room, how many legs would there be? I'll give you a clue. There are 7 dwarfs. Me money's safe. Scott has gone with 32. Scott is not a mathematical genius. 7 dwarves each have 2 legs. 7 times 2 is 14. 3 spiders all have 8 legs. 3 times 8 24. 14 plus 24 38. Quite right, Stevie P. Womp 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 womp. The spiders are neither dead or alive, and both dead and alive. They're in a box. Oh, Scott thought spiders had 6 legs. That's where you went wrong. No, the answer was 38. Alright, are we ready for just for fun, everyone? So I got everyone out by question 5. That's quite quick. For me, anyway. Do you want to play along just for fun? Remember, you just have to type A, B, C, or D for the answer. So question 6. Which of these grunge rock legends released the Billboard-topping single Black Hole Sun in 1994? Send Ginger straight in there with a D. Anyone else disagree? Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away, etc. That is correct. Soundgarden. Well done, Mandy. Lisa thought spiders has 6 legs and only added 2 of them together. It's never going to work. Never going to work. Question 7. A, B, C, or D. Let's see who's quickest. Which plant produces the aromatic cooking staple commonly known as a bay leaf? Is it a borage, laurel, savoury, or a sorrel? Mandy's first again with B, but is it right? Who are Soundgarden? Who are Soundgarden? Mandy and Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums are both correct. It is indeed B, the laurel. That's where you get your bay leaves from. Question 8. Which of these terms refers to the enjoyment or appreciation of wine? Eosinophilia, oneophilia, neophilia, or vinophilia? Mandy again with a B. It is B. You're on a roll. Now we went D, venophilia. That was a red herring to catch you out. Because the old vino. Silver Surfer went with vino as well. Nope. It was B. It was I said oneophilia, but is it enophilia? I don't know. Zinja's internet is too fast. Question 9. In which Shakespeare comedy does the melancholy Jack begin a famous monologue with the phrase, "All the world's a stage"? Is it As You Like It, Twelfth Night, Much Ado About Nothing, or All's Well That Ends Well? Mandy says C. Mandy be wrong. Anyone else to go for it? It's not C. Brian says C, still not C. Nabo says C, still not C. And D. It's not D either. Mandy says B, still not B. It's As You Like It. Womp womp womp. Nobody gets that one. Final question. This is the hard one. Lisa got it. Well done, Lisa. Yay. Final question. What is the German word for the deep grey background colour many people report seeing in the absence of light? Is it Donnerbalken, Eigengrau, Lebensschmude, or Weechi? Donnerbalken, Eigengrau, Lebensschmude, or Weechi? Mandy says B. Mandy be right. Eigengrau. So, this is something that sent me down a bit of a rabbit hole. So, if you're interested, type the word Eigengrau into your search engine of choice, go on Wikipedia, and you learn about all kinds of eye disorders, and it's fascinating. But if you have no light, the human eye, if it receives no light, it substitutes a colour, and the Germans call it Eigengrau. But it's not there. It's not really there. But there are arguments for it being cosmic radiation, being the only thing that's left, and your eyes are going, well, I can see that, and your brain going, I can't compute that, so I'm just going to substitute grey. It's very weird. So, Mandy, you got all the questions right except the one you got wrong. If only. Eigengrau. Grey. Yeah, quite right. Donnerbalken is the colour of a doner kebab. I don't know if that's true or not. They're all German words. I don't know what they mean. This one is Eigengrau is the German word that describes the specific dark grey colour of total darkness as perceived by human eyes. Like if you were to take a camera and take a picture, it would be black because there's zero light, there's nothing for it to pick up. But your eyes would substitute that zero for a grey, and it would be a gradient of a grey. Oh, it's weird. It's very strange. So there you go. Nobody, unfortunately, won the Eliminator. Not the button I meant to press, but it works nevertheless. That's the one. There we go. So, see, it's done it again. Look, I've only got £8.64 now. And now the other one's just disappeared. Oh no, it's back. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's the events. There's Tyrone's. There's Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums. I'm going to need your name, the Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums, because that's hard to say, especially after 3 beers. So a pound equals a minute, so it was 8.6 minutes to go. We are at 2300 hours here in the UK. That is end time. So you've got 8.6 minutes for you to ask any questions you want to ask Otherwise, I'll just sit here quietly and drink my beer. I'll do it too. That's Mike. See, that's much easier to say than the Great Ocean. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. It's very nice of you. I won't really sit here in silence. It's been nice of you all to join me this evening. Scott says, there's a question. Should I get a 3D printer? I'm looking at Bamboo Labs. Yes. Yes, you should. I can't believe 3D printers are so good and so cheap. For what they can do for you, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, I've broken that thing, oh, I don't know where to get that part, I'll just have to buy a new one. 3D printer? No, I'll print one. No, it's not quite the right side. I'll just do it again. I'll just keep doing it, and I'll keep doing it. When I got my first 3D printer, it was, as you would expect, this is like, wow, this is amazing technology. It's not going to work very well, and it's fiddly. Nowadays, it's like, yeah, I want this, print, done, thing. It's right there. I've found so many things, both to do with this hobby and just to do with life in general. You know, when you have like a kitchen shelving unit, and you have those little metal studs that you put into the little holes, and then you put your shelf on top, and they only ever give you like two. I just printed out more and put them in, and I've now got extra shelves. I've made like mobile phone holders where, you know, when you're sat at your kitchen table having your breakfast because you're a ill-mannered, horrible person that uses their phone while they're having their dinner or their breakfast or their lunch, a little thing you can just, I used to prop it up against the salt or the vinegar on the table. Now I can just go, oh, I'll just put that there in my mobile phone holder. And it's brilliant. I had a microphone holder, smashed my camera. The camera. I'm pointing, as if you didn't know this, I'm pointing at the camera now. I dropped the camera, smashed the hot shoe clip adapter. It's like 45 quid from Canon if I want to buy a new one. Oh, print, half an hour, done. Got a brand new one. All kinds of things that you just don't think you need, don't know you need until you start. This is very specific to me, but I have a golf course in my garden, so it's like a putting green. It's got like 3 or 4 holes in the putting green, and the guy that lived here before us was right into his golf, so that's why. But no flags. I printed a flag, so it's literally like a segmented flag. I can make it as tall as I want. Yeah. So yes, if you want a 3D printer, if you're thinking about getting a 3D printer and you think you might like it, definitely get it. Whether or not you get a Bamboo Labs one is how fancy do you feel? Because Bamboo Labs, yeah, that's like hassle free. Just go for it. So quick, so yeah, perfect. I wouldn't go for one of the older ones. So I've got my current one is a Creality Ender 3S, I think, which is a good few years old now. But the difference between that and the previous model, so the Ender 2, the Ender 2 was like, it was like owning a kit car and you had to be a mechanic to make it run. The Ender 3 was like, yeah, plug and play, just goes away and does it. So, go with that. Question, what happened to your IKEA tank? As I didn't see it today. Well, the IKEA tank is the rainbow fish tank, so you did see it. It's the one with the massively overgrown Java fern and bulbitis. Hans says, Aquarium Ventures, Adam C has a fish tattoo. Check Discord. Ooh. So he does. Oh, It's the wrong size. Ah. Escape. Cancel. I don't know how to make it just big enough. I could just watch here and see it. Ah, very cool. I'll have a closer look at that later. Question: is there any benefit to buying? Oh, it's gone away. Is there any benefit to buying the newest version of the Fluval UVC? The older ones are now discounted.
Slanjivar.
Cheers. I don't know how to answer that because I don't have the old one. I only have the new ones. So I believe the older ones aren't as powerful, but again, I have no method of comparison, so I don't know. I don't know. Notepad thing to look up for next week, and maybe make a quiz question about dogs' hyperkeratosis. Okay, don't know what that is. Next question: what filament would I use most? I'm thinking PETG, PLA, and ASA. Should I just start with one filament or get all? I start with PLA because it kind of does most things. TPU is quite useful as well because it's a little bit bendy. So if you're going to use it in any kind of, a terrible example, but I use TPU a lot to make phone cases and things like that, and things that are just, they need a little bit of stretch to get onto a thing. I'm not sure what I've used PETG or ASA for, but go for, think of what you want to build first, or what you want to and need to make, and get that, and then go for like deals like Black Fridays and things like that. There's always 3D printed stuff that's on cheap there, and you get like a good PLA, white, black, keep it simple, practice building things, because you need to dial in your settings a little bit, but with a Bamboo Labs you won't need to do that, so just get what you actually want to use. But for me, it was, I printed a lot of stuff in black and a lot of stuff several times to try and get it right when you're dialing in the settings just right, but a lot of it can be fixed afterwards with some sanding and painting and stuff like that, but you don't need most of that. So I'd maybe go with, definitely get some black PLA, because that's your bog standard stuff, black or white. Print your things and get used to it, and then maybe have some smaller rolls if you can get them of any fancy. So if you wanted to print stuff in like the colour changing stuff or the silk stuff or whatever, the problem is it can dry, the filament can dry out and give you some different results sometimes. So smaller rolls, so as you're not, you've got 5 miles but I'm only using 200 feet of something to build it, so the rest of it's going to get ruined over time if you've not got it. So smaller rolls unless you're going to go with big batch printing. But yeah, I would start with PLA, but get a little roll of everything to try it out. Yeah, as Nabo's saying there, start with one, get used to how it works. With the Bamboo Lab stuff, it's a little bit cheat code, because it is really good. Psst, says Mandy. Could everyone just double check you've all hit the, well, we can check on that. We have, no, they haven't. There's only 29 likes. It's just not good enough. I'm looking at AMS, so I can do multicolored. I think you can only get 1 kilo rolls from, so you don't have to buy your filament from the same provider as, or the same manufacturer as your printer. You can get it from anywhere. Be fine. There's also, they're really quite cheap. They're like called, they're not called this, but filament joiners. So it's like a little device with a heater. You clamp 2 bits of filament together, and it treats it as one basically. So you can do that. So what you can do is print a little bit from something, cut it, and seal it off again so as it doesn't sit there just getting dried out and going all horrible. And then if you want to use it again, you can use one of these filament joiners to join it to whatever the back of something if you need to do that. But yeah, you can buy your stuff from anywhere. 3D printing is great. The amount of things that I think of, I cannot believe I have thought of, basically. I wouldn't have sat there going, oh, I wish I had a 3D printer. I wish I had a 3D printer so as I could X. The lens focus keeps shifting. The camera is drunk. I'm going to take you freestyle. So, I never thought I would do this. But that... I've lost it now. But you see the dart... I never thought I'd do this, but you see the dartboard there? The light ring around it, that's all 3D printed. The darts around it isn't 3D printed, but all those like support arms and stuff, all 3D printed. So there you go. Right, I think I've done my extra 8 minutes, haven't I? I'll put you back for a second. That was the button I was looking for that turns the light on. But yeah, that's all 3D printed. Just print it in sections. And it's great. Guess we got a 180 the other day and hasn't taken that. That's about 2 weeks ago I got that. I've just left them in there. I have some of that. So, I'm sure you don't need a dartboard surround, but it's just every now and again you think of a thing and you're like, oh, I'll have a bash at that, and it works. And now that I've turned the light on, I've gone all orange. I've also noticed over here, exciting times, my work laptop has just updated itself and upgraded itself to Windows 11. Oh, I thought it was a Target. No, it's a 3D printed version by me myself. No, I didn't design any of that. I have done my own CAD before, so the flagpole that I made, that's my own version, but that was somebody else's. I just took the STL and printed it. I've got my dart holders up here. I've got a TV bracket up there. I've got a camera lens holder organizer thing. I've got a mounting bracket for a GoPro. There's all kinds of things. Great fun, 3D printers. You don't know you need one until you get one and go, I'll just try and print that. Okay, I think we've done enough now. If you're wanting more, go and check out my latest video and give that a wee watch. That'd be nice. Give it a wee comment as well. They always help. What? I'll not have any of that nonsense, Tyrone. That was that was official. I've even got. Have I got that still? I videoed myself playing darts for ages, thinking, because I got to a point where I was getting a 180 every now and again. So like once a session, I'd maybe get a 180, or I'd get several 140s at least. And I videoed myself for like 5 days straight trying to get a 180, and eventually I got one. Did I keep that somewhere? Last question, what would you say was a good price for filament? Let's have a look. What did I last pay? So I tend to buy mine in bulk on like Black Friday or whenever. Let's have a look. So I got a bunch of black and white PLA filament. That was a kilo each. That doesn't tell me how much I paid for it. It's like 14 quid for a kilo for all colours. My order when I bought it was like 11.99, so 12 quid I paid for it. It's 14 quid now. So like 15 quid a kilo. That's not that bad. A kilo will do loads as well. I'm sure you can get it cheaper. Fancier stuff, when I've ordered like the silk 3D colours and stuff, I think that was about 15 quid a kilo, something like that. The TPU, which was that was 15 quid as well. That's not that bad. Oh no, that was only 500 grams, so that was half a kilo for 15 quid. But yeah, I've done 3D prints, fish keeping stuff for like Juggler, and a couple other people have asked me for those fry trays and stuff. They're really good. So you can do them, and they don't take up that much. Bamboo are doing Black Friday at the moment. That's why I'm thinking, yeah, you won't go wrong with that. PLA is aquarium safe? Yes, I would say so. There's lots of people saying, oh, you shouldn't use PLA, it'll degrade over time. The overflows I've got in Mega Tank and both this tank and upstairs, more than 2 years, they haven't degraded. Yeah, it's been fine. Right, I'm going to leave you now so you can go and do something else and spend your Friday night more productively. Go and do something useful, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for all your super chats and no tips or memberships. Maybe next week. Thank you very much for your supers. It's all been useful. It's been made me feel bad about taking your money, but it's nice too. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you have a great weekend. Let me know how you get on and watch some of my videos, as we say. See you in the next one. I'm just babbling now while I look for the end screen. There it is. Bye.